At exactly 3:07 a.m., a baby monitor crackles to life. Through the static, a child's voice whispers a request for help, claiming someone is hiding under the bed. A mother suddenly wakes to this sound. Her first instinct is to classify the audio as a standard childhood nightmare. This is the result of normalcy bias. When faced with a sudden anomaly, the brain often defaults to a rational, routine explanation to avoid immediate panic. This bias relies on the assumption of a secure home. If the exterior perimeter remains unbroken, we believe it is physically impossible for a threat to be standing inside. Because of this mental filter, she misses a detail on the monitor. In the far corner of the video feed, a subtle, unnatural shadow is already visible in the room. Trusting that initial false assumption makes the mother vulnerable. It allows a physical presence to operate within the house while she still believes she is dealing with a dream. Lowering volume, she leaves her bedroom and enters the dark hallway, moving toward her daughter's room. In this environment, vision is limited to the narrow cone of a handheld light. This sensory isolation forces her to rely almost entirely on sound. Those sounds begin to contradict her logic. She hears the distinct rhythm of heavy breathing coming from the darkness, a sound too deep to belong to a child. Crossing this hallway marks the point where the suburban safety model fails. The evidence of a physical presence is now too loud to ignore. She opens the door and finds her daughter sleeping peacefully. The room is quiet and the child is unharmed. To reconcile the silence with the voice she heard, she reviews the digital recording. This comparison shows a direct contradiction. The top waveform captures the erratic noise from the monitor, while the bottom line represents the physical silence of the bedroom. As the tape plays back, the top waveform spikes, confirming a voice was present in the room. If the child was asleep and silent, the voice on the recording must belong to a third party occupying that space. Validating the audio changes the nature of the event. The situation is no longer a potential nightmare, it is a confirmed, localized threat. She turns her focus toward the dark space underneath the bed frame, the only area in the room she hasn't checked. There is a heavy psychological weight to this movement. She voluntarily lowers her eye level to inspect a blind spot, knowing an intruder is near. As the camera moves downward, a figure is briefly visible in the mirror's reflection directly behind her position. Before she can see under the bed, a sudden, loud impact hits the wall. The search is interrupted as the room is thrown into chaos. By fixating entirely on the dark space under the bed, she leaves her back exposed. The threat is not in the blind spot she is checking, but in the space she just stopped monitoring. The police arrive the following morning. Their search of the property finds no signs of an intruder and no evidence of a break-in. However, a static security camera in the hallway provides a final piece of evidence that the physical search missed. The footage shows a humanoid shadow slowly separating from the hallway wall. It moves with a fluidity that doesn't match a human reflection. The timestamp on this frame is 3:07 a.m. This matches the exact moment the whisper was captured on the baby monitor in the other room. The camera's microphone picks up one final distortion, a sound confirming that whatever was in the hallway remained on the property after the police left. This synchronization of the two recordings links the events together. The footage effectively resets the night, returning the house to the first burst of static at 3:07 a.m.,